the tiny turtle who saved the sea. In the warm, sparkling waters of Coral Bay, there lived a tiny turtle named Tiko. He wasn't the biggest turtle in the ocean, nor the fastest swimmer, but he had a heart as vast as the sea itself. Every morning, Tiko would swim through the coral reefs, greeting colorful fish, dancing with the currents, and exploring the hidden nooks of the underwater world. One day, a shadow passed over the reef. Tiko looked up and saw thick black smoke curling down from the surface. The water felt heavy, and the once clear currents were filled with floating debris. The fish swam frantically, and the corals, usually vibrant and teeming with life, were turning dull and brittle. "What's happening?" Tiko asked a wise old seahorse named Sella. "It's the humans," Sella replied gravely. "They've dumped waste into the ocean. The sea is dying, Tiko, and if it keeps happening, we'll all be lost." Tiko's tiny heart thudded. How could a little turtle like him stop something so big? But as he looked around at the frightened fish and fading coral, he realized that doing nothing was not an option. That night, beneath the light of the full moon, Tiko gathered his courage. He swam to the edge of the reef, where the garbage floated in thick patches. Using his small but nimble flippers, he began nudging the debris toward the open current. It was slow work, and more waste kept arriving. But Tiko didn't give up. "You're too small, Tiko," said a grumpy crab named Crocs. "Why bother? You can't make a difference." Tiko paused, but didn't stop. "Even a tiny ripple can turn into a wave," he said. "I have to try." The next day, Tiko enlisted help. He called on schools of fish to gather plastic bottles and wrappers, dolphins to push floating logs toward safer waters, and even octopuses to wrap sharp objects in seaweed so no one would get hurt. Together, they worked tirelessly, and slowly, the ocean began to clear. But the humans' pollution was relentless, and Tiko realized he needed to get their attention. So he swam to the surface and peeked through the waves. He noticed a fishing boat nearby, dropping nets carelessly. Summoning all his courage, Tiko leaped from the water, spinning through the air in a tiny arc before splashing down near the boat. His small presence drew the eyes of a young girl aboard, who gasped at the sight of the determined little turtle. Tiko swam around the boat in circles, nudging a floating bag of trash toward the girl. She leaned over, picked it up, and shouted, "Stop polluting the ocean!" Her words caught the attention of the crew, who looked around and finally saw the mess they were causing. They scrambled to clean up, collecting debris and promising to be more careful in the future. Back under the waves, Tiko watched as the water slowly cleared, and the coral began to regain its brilliant colors. The fish danced again, and Sella swam over to nuzzle him gently. "You did it, Tiko," she said softly. "You saved the sea." Tiko smiled. He was small, yes, but he had proven that courage and determination could make a difference even against the biggest challenges. From that day forward, the creatures of Coral Bay honored him, not just as a tiny turtle, but as a hero who reminded everyone that even the smallest heart could protect the largest ocean. And whenever humans sailed near the bay, Tiko would swim to the surface, a tiny reminder that the sea was alive, that it needed care, and that even the smallest creatures could spark the biggest change. The waves whispered his name for generations. Tiko, the tiny turtle who saved the sea.